But here are some of the facts that people aren't talking about. This all could have been avoided with one simple move. Tyre Nichol could have complied from the moment he was pulled out of that car. If you watch this interaction, he never really complies until the very end.
I don't know who Grant Stinchfield is, but apparently he has a show called Stinchfield Tonight, and clearly he is a horrible human being. And you know who else are horrible human beings? The 2,482 people who liked that video when it was posted on Twitter, and the 320 people who retweeted it. What is wrong with you? Tyre Nichol was murdered for no reason. He was taking photos of the sunset and then driving home to his mother's house. He was yanked out of a car from moment one. If you, Mr. Stinchfield, were dragged out of a car for no reason, from moment one, officers throwing your ass to the ground, would you be super happy and chill? You wouldn't. But Tyre was. He said, I'm doing what you're saying. You guys are doing a lot right now. Very calm. No threatening nature whatsoever. And he did comply. They said, get on the ground. Went on the ground. He said, lay down. He's like, I'm laying down on the ground. He received 71 orders in 13 minutes. Many of them shouted over each other. Are you able to hear things when they're shouted at the exact same time during incredible moments of stress? This video shouldn't be very stressful for you, Stinchfield. Are you able to hear and understand what I'm telling you to do while there's multiple voices at the same exact time? Here, try it. Get on the ground. Stand up right now. Behind your back. Sit down. Put your hands up. Lay down. Oh, was that a lot to hear at once? I guess you should be murdered for it. You didn't comply. This man did comply, and he was killed anyway. Let me read you some of the contradictory commands he was given. He was told to show his hands when they were being held by police. He was ordered to get on the ground when he was already on the ground. He was instructed to move while he was being physically restrained so he could not move. He was told to give officers his hands while officers were holding both of his hands. For not complying with that impossible to comply with command, he was punched in the face repeatedly and pepper sprayed right then. He was then kicked in the face. One officer at one point said, give me your hands, turn around, lay back. All at once. Hard for a man who's already at that point nearly unconscious to do. Have you done it, Stench? Then he was told, watch out, I'm going to baton the out of you. And he was batoned aggressively when already subdued and zero threat. But your commentary is about he should have complied? Even when handcuffed, cops continued to give him baffling orders and attack him while he was lying defenseless on the ground. And then, of course, while he was slumped against the car, paramedics came and waited over 20 minutes to give him any sort of aid. But if he had just complied, oh, you mean like he did? He was no threat to these officers ever, at any point. Certainly was no threat when he was screaming for his mom, right near his mom's house, that he tried desperately to get to, as officers continued to punch and kick and baton him and taser him and pepper spray him and literally swing him around like a piñata. He could have avoided being killed if he had complied. It's a strange statement, Stench, when he did comply and was killed anyway. You say he only complied at the very end. You mean, oh, when he was nearly unconscious? That's what complying means? Let police officers knock you almost entirely unconscious so you have no choice but to do everything they say because you're limp at that point? You can't control your motor functions? Great point. You should lose your show. And all of the people who retweeted this and liked that tweet should look in the mirror and grow a heart.